Michael Collier. Everybody calls me Big Toe or Toe. I am the president of the Tulsa, Oklahoma chapter. I started my chapter. I know Tim Smith and through family, and I'm sorry, not Tim Smith, Tim Johnson, through family, and I was hitting him up because I'm a Cadillac guy, and I was like, "Can I join your chapter?" Just kind of be, out in the winds. And they talked about it. It's like, "Hey, you got to get three guys to start a chapter." And so I kind of started looking around town. I knew one of the guys that started the chapter with me, a guy named Trigger. He's a tattoo artist. I know him from around town and doing tattoo work. And then there's another guy named Blake. Uh, the three of us got together and started the chapter 4 or 5 years ago. Always, yeah. It's one of those, people. There's a saying that kind of goes around our chapter. If somebody has to ask you why a Cadillac, you kind of say you'll never get it if you don't know why a Cadillac. It's just one of those visceral things, a visceral response. Yeah. Um, my dad has always been a car guy, and uh, going to car shows, even back then. Uh, my dad, we would go to leave the car show, and there would be a new Cadillac, and he'd go, "I'd give anything for a new Cadillac over this beat up truck." And so it was childhood, 6, 7, 8 years old, where the side of town we're from, is not the nicest side of town. It's not the worst side of town. But you remember those people that had those Sunday cars, and man, if they had a Sunday car, it was a Cadillac. It came to church on Sunday. You'd see it Sunday afternoons, and it was just a status symbol back then, and that love for it now is just I can't. There's not a Cadillac that I don't see that I'm like, I'd dip that. I don't care if it's a a 73, a 83 Citron, or whatever that terrible car was. I mean, I will dip a Cadillac no matter what it is. My fondest memory of my chapter and what I set out to do with my chapter was my chapter is all about the love of Cadillacs. If you love a Cadillac and own a Cadillac, I don't care what condition that car is in. If you're bringing something to the group, do it. I've got guys that build cars, frame off, and I've got guys that this Cadillac is the first, classic car they've ever had, and they've decided to teach themselves how to wrench on a Cadillac. So that's my fondest memory of my chapter. Honestly, is we've got guys from all spectrums. I mean, just all spectrums. But when we go out, we line up, and man, it's just a group of guys hanging out. Shout out to my boy Brooklyn. What's up, son? It's my boy. I love that guy. He's out of control. Um, so cruising season in Oklahoma is actually really nice. It's like right now, it's just miserable, and so there's not a lot going on. But there's 3 months, and then there's about a month gap, and then there's 3 months, and then winter comes around. But our winters are mild, so really at the end of December, beginning of January, there's some good weekends you can go out cruising. So we have kind of a split, multi-split kind of thing going on, I guess you would say. You can cruise for 2, 3 months, you got to take a month off. Cruise for 2, 3 months, take a month off. Uh, Something like that. 100%. I've already started looking into it. I want to build a full electric Cadillac, only because there's a speed shop out of Texas that is building hot rods and that are all electric. Um, and I'm all about having just 100% torque right at the gas pedal in a car like that.
All right. Well, congratulations. You are the first to 100% 100% commit to
Hey,
converting.
I am committed to converting a Cadillac, not my Cadillac. Dude, you don't touch Big Baby. She's good. She's good. I have a love hate relationship with this one. But yeah, I fully want to do. Everybody's doing LS swaps and JDM swaps on different cars and so on and so forth. I really think it's time to go ahead and get ahead of that curve and start a market for hot rod accessories that are based around electric. I don't know what that looks like. I don't want to make fake sounds or anything, but there's going to be a market, and it's somebody can start diving into that. And that gentleman down in Texas, uh, he's doing big things down there. The first guy's going to make the most money, and then he sells off. He's done. You don't keep that business. But yeah, it's and I want it to be heard on this that the Midwest country boys were the first ones to say we want to do electric Cadillac. Uh, so the first thing I want to say and give a shout out to my guys. We we stayed connected through Messenger, and there was over communication when somebody wasn't feeling well. Made sure if they needed anything, they need food, money, help, whatever. We had a good group going on, and a bunch of the guys stepped up through that. Um, the whole COVID thing, um, it's it came through. We all know the Midwest was a little slow um, on some of that adopting, so we had a little more time with each other before things started shutting down. And then, we just kind of agreed that, hey, we're going to have to kind of take a sabbatical, guys. It's we stayed active with each other on Facebook, and we stayed active through Messenger, but it wasn't like we could meet up and go do things. The city of Tulsa backed off its mask mandate and kind of opened up there for a while. And so we had a chapter meeting, and we were able to do a car show early this year. Actually, I think we got a couple of car shows in this year, and everybody kind of felt comfortable with that because it's outside. We could space ourselves, just get outside and get some sunshine and talk to people. That was the big thing. Oh my God, it was just just chatter because you could tell people had been locked up and they didn't know what to do, and they had so many stories, and so it was hysterical to sit around in those groups and just let everybody just kind of show up and throw up what's been going on the last 8 months. 'Cause there was a stretch, yeah, probably 8 months. I was on that one early. Um, I made a post in uh, the all chapters page on Facebook, and then I sent out a message to all my guys. I said, "All right, gentlemen, this is about camaraderie and Cadillacs. Let's keep political, social views and points. Let's keep that away because that's the noise we're going to have to deal with the minute we leave our chapter meeting. Let's just have something that's ours, that we can talk about and just enjoy. And if we want to have political debates on the side, go for it. That's it. But we're going to keep it off the page, and we're going to keep it out of our message group." And it went almost seamlessly. Honestly, I have found that most of the guys in the Kings in general uh, are respectful, humble, and so we kind of all know. Let's just Kings and Cadillacs and keep the noise outside. This is our safe space. I I applaud the council because I didn't see anything. And on top of that, I want to applaud the members again because I don't think I saw any real political debate, social debate. I think everybody just kind of kept that to their own personal pages and just knows this is, about Cadillacs. I obviously there was probably one or two posts, a meme or something, but somebody would say, post right after that would be like, "Hey, not the place." Just few words. You don't have to say a whole lot. This is not the place. I believe that uh, at the guidance of the council, the members behaved themselves. I mean, because obviously I'm on 1,000 different Cadillac boards, and many of them I had to leave um, because I just couldn't take the rhetoric over and over. You know, so it was nice that my home, that my club, that my brothers and my sisters just kind of like, "We'll keep this clean." Absolutely, like I said, the group of guys that I have were very diverse, um, and with that, you get different views. And but for the most part, I want to say that the car community is one of the most accepting communities that I'm a part of. I'm a gun enthusiast and motorcycle and all that other stuff, but the car community, race, creed, or color, you know, it's always real accepting, and we've had many people come through, just to hang out with us. So it's yeah, car culture is a more open group. Now, I say that, and the old guys get pissed at the JDM guys and all that other shit, but but as far as your race, your sex, your religious beliefs, your political beliefs, I think the car community just has open arms, and we set that aside for a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've got a really cool cat. Her name's Fernita. She's been hanging around. I think she's about to throw her hat in the ring. Our group is mixed. It's going to be mixed race and sex. Whatever it may be, it doesn't matter because it's about a Cadillac. I don't give a damn what shoes you got on your feet. Is what are you driving? Yeah, I would have to agree that clubs through the '90s and then to 2000s are more masculine based. I can agree to that. But I wouldn't agree that the car culture is more masculine. There's been unbelievable women that have come through, this industry, and once again, race, sex, creed, color that have come through because the car industry is so inclusive. But car clubs do tend to be uh, male dominated. It's something that I hold really true to my heart because I can't pound this in the ground enough. I've got a member, his name's Blake. Blake grew up doing IT work and probably was called a nerd. Blake went out and bought a Cadillac because his son said, "Hey, Daddy, what do you do on this car?" And so he's like, "You know what? I'm going to teach myself how to work on a Cadillac. And I'm a gigantic nerd, but I'm going to come hang out with these guys." And he comes with crazy ideas. We've had to stop him many times because he was going to hurt himself. But he's just a dude, and he's like, "I want to come hang out." And we're like, "Cool." It's not that hard, and so our family's big and open. We're growing it just slow and easy. We don't do a lot of recruiting events, um, but we are setting plans. This obviously COVID messed it up, but we had a series of shows. Like one show a quarter that we do as a club. We go and show out somewhere. Um, Obviously we're looking at doing a little bit of fundraising because there's some things we want to buy for the chapter. Um, So yeah, it's slow and steady growth of the family. You know, it's I don't have any real pressure to do anything real fast because, like I said, it's like a family, and we're just kind of, you know, hey, there's a cool Cadillac. I wonder if they want to hang out. I can't wait till we get back to where we can do um, an all chapters cookout, and then in the long run, every chapter wants to grow into like the National Cadillac Club, um, Cadillac and LaSalle Club, where you have a quarterly, periodical. I think we would call ours a magazine, but because we're not uppity, it's the standard things. I don't expect it to become some corporation or conglomerate. It is what it is. I mean, I just want to see the family grow. It's nice. I get to talk. I get to talk to my boys over in the UK. I've got Canada that I talk to. I traveled with my last job quite a bit, and it was nice when I would go into cities and I could call up. If I drop into Denver, I dropped into California all the time, and just meet up with people. You know, it's this extended family you've got all over the country. I don't think there could you have to have a cap. We would I think once we start getting to a chapter per state, we're going to have to start uh, tiering our program. You know, you may have to go to the council is over all of it, and then you have uh, Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific uh, vice presidents, and then all the vice presidents of that Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific time zones have to report to him, and then those four guys report to the council. Just like any corporation is structured, we just got to lay good groundwork. I've been in I've been in many truck clubs throughout my life, some of the bigger national truck clubs, and there's not a real cap. It's you just got to make sure you've got control, because you get some people that are out there a little crazy. So you might say it needs to be a little top heavy on management over the clubs. But yeah, I don't think we need a cap. You just need a good structure. Yeah, because one of the things that we have to be careful of is we're all kings, and so what one chapter does, I have to co-sign on, you know, and I have to back. I've got to back them up naturally. So we've got to make sure that we've got good controls. It's got to be family. It's as hallmark and as cheesy as that sound. That's my family. It's my homies. It's my friends. You know, that's you could say. Well, no, that's not one word. I was going to say my people, but this is just, you know, something would have to go super awry, and one of the truck clubs I had to leave is because it was embarrassing what had happened with a bunch of the other chapters. Um, uh, I don't think I would leave. I think we'd have to do a flush of members, maybe. But yeah, it's kind of Cadillac for life. It's kind of Kings for life. You know, I put a
That's
lot of trust. I put a lot of trust in the council that they know that some of us are ride or die. And you just kind of got to respect that, I guess.
yeah.
I don't like always and never statements, right? And that's one of those. It's I don't want to say never would I leave, but it would have to be something bad, something that embarrasses me. Yeah, my girl, and she's got a boy and a girl. Uh, we take the Cadillac out and go do Friday night cruises together. We take it out and go to the park. My girl goes with me to the car shows. Especially, we try getting a couple a year that are, overnight bigger shows. Treat those like mini vacations. Um, My entire family, from my brothers, my dads, my cousin, we're all car people. It's kind of in our blood. So it's something that everybody in my family enjoys doing. You know, just stopping at a local church that's having a car show, walk around, see if anybody's come up with a cool idea or a car I hadn't seen in a while. You know, I so I do. I've done judo and jujitsu most all my life, and I was practicing, and my big toe got stuck in the mat, and I popped it off. Your toe will come off a lot easier than you think when you've got another 250-pound guy loaded up on your back and you're spinning. And so it left like this part of the skin on and all this, and it was just flopping off. So when I came back the next season, because we had a judo team at OSU, it's kind of a club sport, but we still got money, but we didn't have to do grade checks. Um, the next season, when I came back, they had embroidered and silk screen Michael Big Toe Collier everything, on everything. And so that was 2002. And so I've been the toe since 2002. Kind of quarterly magazine that they sent out. And it was from, how every magazine has stories from the weird side. It's like, did you know you could pop your toe off doing judo? Everybody, either I'm really tough or I immediately went into shock because it was just like, I felt something pop. I figured I broke my toe again. I laid down. I yelled at my coach. I said, "Hey, I broke my toe." He said, "I'll be over there." He, tape it up, pop it, whatever. And I felt something running down the bottom of my foot. And so I sat up and I could see all this blood just gushing. And I laid back down and said, "Hey, coach, I ripped my toe off." And there was 25 people out in there working out, and the whole room just stopped. They rushed me to the small little death hospital. And I'll tell you, and the reason I say this, you're talking about Stillwater, Oklahoma. 20,000 people when school's out, 40,000 people when school's in. So this little bitty hospital, we go in, they start doing all the things, and the doctor goes, "All right, I'm going to sew it up." And my coach looks at him and goes, "Don't you think you should probably talk to a specialist first?" And the doctor goes, "That's a pretty good idea." And
Oh
walked
my!
out the fucking room. We kind of consider ourselves, um, for all intents and purpose, the heart of Route 66. And the cool thing about this shop is this is Route 66.
Oh, that's
See,
cool.
you can see right here. Here's the US 66 marker. We've got US 66. So his shop is. I'm gonna walk out here in the middle of the street because I'm a dipshit. Uh, his shop is in the middle of Route 66. And so we've got this whole area. We got the big old metal gold sign. And then that's our downtown in the back over there.